What's up, guys? Keyshawn Uchi here, back at you with another new Ultimate Universe video. And this one is going to be a quite new one that is, you could say, developed by me, made by me, and also worked by me. This will be, what if Naruto had the Holy Rinnegan? Now I know what you're thinking. Keyshawn Uchiha, what the hell is a Holy Rinnegan? And what the hell is going on? And is this going to be 18 plus? Is it going to be 18 SS? The questions is these are the questions we need. Now calm down, guys. This will be an 18 plus. Maybe a lot of sex, maybe not. Depends, give or take. Depends on how I'm gonna really go with this. But also, this is a kind of new what if. So if y'all want to, have a part of this what if, or want to, do a separate from this, but still related to this video, just let me know. Hit me up in the comments, and we can talk on Discord and basically talk about the what if and what your role or what your part going to be in that part. But pretty much, this is where this is going to be a new what if, a new series. This is going to be basically, like I said, what if Naruto had the Holy Rinnegan. Now let me basically talk about the abilities and talk about how Naruto would get them. How Naruto would get the eyes. So basically, we're gonna start with the abilities what the Holy Rinnegan has. So basically, the abilities are all quite OP, but you have to work your way to pretty much make them strong. So you will have them, but you have to make them strong by training and stuff. So Naruto's gonna have to train himself to make it strong. But pretty much, um, the first ability is called revive or resurrect, as you can resurrect any comrades. You can heal them. You can resurrect them from the dead. You can basically just bring them back to life. So if they die, you can just bring them back to life. It doesn't matter how old they are, how many years was they. They can revive. They can revive any person. Any person. Now the second ability, um, gravity or holy graphs. As holy graphs is basically ability where you basically have the ability like sand, kind of like the almighty push and the almighty pull, but it's a little bit different as you can basically control the person's body, as you can lift them up, throw them down, push them away, pull them forward, and it doesn't have a really cooldown second. It all depends on how much chakra you have and what you can do. So it's like sands, but it's on crack edition, as you can do whatever you want with them. Now the third ability is basically Heaven's Wrath. As basically this ability is kind of as a genjutsu, as you put someone under a genjutsu, but actually, yeah, you pretty much in your round radius. I'll say depends on how much training you did. We're gonna say up to 100 radius. Basically, that 100 radius, you have everybody up to a genjutsu, so everybody can see what the hell is the person seeing. So basically, if you have swords stabbing into them by multiple of you, basically everybody else can see that shit too, and they're all caught in the genjutsu. So they don't know if it's real or not, but it's really a genjutsu, and you could kill the person in the genjutsu. So yeah, um, let's see. That's so resurrection, holy graphs, um, holy illusion. Sorry, yeah, the third one is holy illusion. That's the name of it. Make sure to write this down, guys. Take notes. Okay. Also, the fourth one is pretty much with the technology one. Um, it's called holy knowledge. So basically, will have the ability. So basically, it's like a passive ability, but not at the same time. So basically, you get to grow like technology arms, kind of like that path, but you can you'll be basically like extremely intelligent. You can summon arms like robotic arms and stuff. You can make someone else robotic like cyborg and all that, or you can just have like a lot of knowledge. So basically, it's kind of like the robot one where you can basically turn someone else into a robot, giving them extra arms or making them into a robot, kind of like that. Uh, that's the fourth one, and the fifth one is kind of like the animal path, but instead of like summoning, so yeah, basically it is the animal path, but it's called holy creation. So basically, holy creation is basically you can create animals, a human being. You can basically just create everything. as you can create animals, you can summon animals, you can create animals, you can create legendary beasts, you can do a lot with that. And the last one, and of course not least, is Holy Wrath. Now, Holy Wrath is basically an ability where it's kind of not as a black hole spirit, as you basically look at the person and you basically point at your finger, and you do your finger down as you do a down trigger, as that will summon a holy light beam that will strike down the enemies and fucking eradicate them. Kind of like that secret move in Ninja Storm 4 where when he shot Hedon with it and it goes up like that, but instead of that you just throw down your finger and you basically release a goddamn holy beam. Now those are all the abilities for now. If you want me to add more, make sure to just contact me in the comments and say, oh, you should add this, and I'll write it down and be like, okay, this looks good, and I will put it in the next part. Maybe so, maybe not. But let's continue with the story, and let's get to the story now, since I already told you the abilities. Now, this is where for me, yeah, sorry about that, guys. But let's continue. Pretty much, we start off with the Sage of Six Path and his brother Haruhi. Now, pretty much, they know that their time will be coming soon, and they basically have to do their own thing. This is where I appear and I talk to them. And basically, the Holy Knights, or the Holy Angel Knights, they're kind of like Valkyries, but the Valkyries is working too. So it's like Holy Knights, Angels, and slash, like kind of like the Winged Angels, Knights, and slash Valkyries. So they're pretty much right behind me, and one of the two is right behind me. And I'm pretty much talking to the Sage of Six Path and saying, so, Sage, can one of your sons have the power of the Holy Rinnegan? Because there needs to be a new user, and I kind of don't want to be the next user. I have the power, but I don't want to do it. Which, this is where Sage's path begins to say, Hamuro says, no, I will not let you give my son such power like that. No one should have such power like that, Keyshawn. Which I say, wait a minute, what do you mean no one should have such power like that? I know it sounds busted, but it's pretty good. It can be used responsibly, which this is where Sage's path and Hamuro start to say no. And I say, alright. And I pretty much say, well, we just gotta wait. Now, this is where a couple years pass, and this is where I have the eyes, and I pretty much appear in front of Naruto, and as he's a baby, like in Kushina, and I'm pretty much looking at Naruto, and Naruto can't really say anything, but he's looking at me. This is where I say, yes, he might made you a reincarnation of one of his sons, but you will have these eyes. You are worthy. You was meant to have these eyes, Naruto. You was meant to do great things in this world and bring this nation to true peace and happiness, which I'm saying. This is where I bestow Naruto the eyes. Now this is where I tell the Valkyrie and the Angel Knight to appear and say, these will be your two assistants when the time will come. But right now, they will be pretty much on standby. See ya. Which this is where Naruto is getting birthed. Now, the Sage of Six Path knows that I'm interfering because, like I said, he pretty much sees what the hell's going on, and he pretty much fears that Naruto might get corrupted and stuff, because the holy eyes don't corrupt you. It actually turns you into a saint, as you don't like killing. You're basically a saint, but you have a little dark side, as kind of like you have a good side, but you also have a dark side, as the dark side will constantly want to do things, as sex, blood, murder, kind of like that stuff. But that's gonna be for the other video, as what if Naruto had the sin eyes, which I'm gonna do the part 1 there. But I have to work on the eyes to basically do it. But let's continue. Sorry for going off track. But pretty much, this is where Naruto is basically opening up his eyes, and the doctor say, what are those eyes? And they pretty much see the cross on the eyes and stuff. And this is where Minato says, let me see. And this is where Minato looks and he says, what is that? Now, this is where Obito comes in and does the same thing as original canon. And this is where Minato this is where Minato basically gets Kushina and pretty much has to fight Obito. Now, pretty much Obito beats well, not Obito beats uh Minato. This is where Minato beats the shit out of Obito, which aka as we know as Madara, disguise. Pretty much Obito disappears, but before he disappears, he grabs Kushina. Nah, he doesn't grab Kushina. He basically grabs Minato um arm and trying to warps away before and but Minato teleports and he got it out of there. Now this is where Minato does the same thing, holding Kushina and looking at Naruto, and he feels that Naruto can handle it. Like he knows that his son can handle it, so he seals the full nine tails into Naruto. Now Kushina, Minato dies. Sadly, they died. Now this is where we're going to do a time skip, and well, before we do a time skip, this is where Hiruzen picks up Naruto and looks at his eyes and says, "Huh, what are those?" And no one doesn't know about them except for, well, me and the Sage of Six Path and Harumph. But Sage of Six Path's not going to explain that shit. But this is where pretty much Naruto gets taken in. Now, this is where Sage of Six Path goes to Sasuke, and he knows that he's the reincarnation of his other son, Ashura, if I'm correct. Indra, if I'm correct. But pretty much, he says, I fear that something might happen, and Kagi will return, but he will help her. Which he doesn't, which the Sage of Six really don't trust, like I said, the Holy Rinnegan. So basically, he will bestow Yin and Yang into, he will basically he will give Sasuke the Rinnegan. But Sasuke's not going to be OP in Naruto, it's not going to be the anime about Sasuke and Naruto, it's just going to be Naruto. So calm down, guys. Sasuke will get the Rinnegan, but he's not going to be OP like Naruto. It's not going to be about Naruto and Sasuke, so calm down. I read y'all comments before. Y'all said y'all don't want Sasuke to be fucking OP or cool like that half the time. I will make a separate part of Naruto and Sasuke being OP, but this will just be about Naruto. But he will have the Rinnegan in this. But he's not going to be OP or anything. But pretty much we're going to switch back. Sorry about going off track again. Pretty much we go back to Naruto basically getting put in the hospital. Now, this is where the council meeting is basically talking about of who's going to take in Naruto and all that. And Naruto has this whole glory godly figure as his hair is yellow, but like golden beautiful yellow. Like golden beautiful yellow, and his hair is much longer. His hair is a little bit longer, and yeah, so he'll have longer hair. His hair will be golden and beautiful, and he will basically have the Holy Rinnegan. But pretty much, let's do a time skip, and we're gonna start with basically a 5-year Naruto now. Many people don't hate Naruto as they fear him. Actually, they don't fear him, but they cherish him as they don't. The villagers don't hate him; they love him because they have that. As I say, one of the possibility of the Holy Rinnegan is people. They will basically love him like Jesus. Like they will ask him to heal them, basically pray. They basically pray to him. They worship him too. They will basically do anything for him if he wants it to. But Naruto is a saint, like I said, so he won't be asking for someone to kill someone or nothing like that. But he does do healing and stuff. So the villagers cherish Naruto. They don't look at him as a weapon. They look at him some like of a god, and they respect him, love and respect him. So yeah, this is a little bit different anime. Yeah, I know. But we start with Naruto basically going back home by the side, basically going back home to Hiruzen's house because Hiruzen took Naruto in. Because he can't really leave Naruto by himself. He will let Naruto have his own apartment soon. But he's at the age of 5, so he's not going to have his own apartment. He's not going to be in the orphanage home getting kicked out or anything. I mean, the orphanage home will love to have Naruto, but like I said, Naruto just goes to orphanage homes. He does like kind of like good things as healing people, giving his money to the poor. He's just a saint. He's just a saint. He does nothing wrong whatsoever. If you think like, oh, he's thinking about having sex stuff. Yeah, he thinks about it, but he doesn't think about like doing it. So I'm going off track again. Fuck. But let's continue. Pretty much, Naruto is just the same. But pretty much, we're gonna go with Naruto basically seeing Hinata getting attacked by the bullies, and basically, this is where Naruto comes in and asks him, like, say, hey, can y'all please stop doing this? What are y'all doing? This is not right. Which, this is where the kids look at Naruto and says, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Naruto. And half, some of them kids call him Lord Naruto because they want him to become the next Hokage more earlier than sooner. So yeah, they're saying, oh, sorry, Lord Naruto, which Naruto says, please don't call me that. I'm not Hokage yet. Which they're saying, oh, sorry about that, Naruto. We're sorry. Which they pretty much run away. This is where Naruto picks up Hinata X if she's okay and stuff, and he pretty much heals her wounds and stuff, and smiles at her saying everything's gonna be alright, and she pretty much starts blushing and falls head over heels for him, just like in canon. Now we're due to another time skip, and this is where we have a 10-year-old Naruto. Now, Naruto in the academy is extremely intelligent, passed through the roof, and he's truly gifted. And they want Naruto to pass much earlier than original canon. But Naruto wants to stay behind for Naruto. I mean, not for Naruto, for Sasuke. Because Sasuke, after the clan massacre, I'm going to say Naruto and Sasuke was friends, but after the clan massacre, Sasuke is much different now. As he's at his same self. But not, yeah, you could say a little bit different from himself. As he doesn't talk to anyone, he pushes everybody by himself. He goes alone. He trains by he trains by himself, and he basically just uses. He basically is trying to train himself to learn all the diva paths, as the mighty push and all that. But he only can match down one, and it's pretty much the almighty push. So yeah, and Hiruzen knows about this too, and watch over Hiruzen. I mean, Hiruzen watch over Sasuke too. Not like taking him in or anything, but just keeps a close eye on Sasuke, just in case, because Hiruzen knows about a little bit about the legendary Rinnegan, but the person who really knows more about it is I'm really forgetting names. Jiraiya, but yeah, let's continue. Pretty much this is where Naruto's on top of class, and Sasuke's second, and Sasuke sees a little rivalry. Well, sees a rivalry in uh, Naruto, but Naruto also sees that rivalry too, and he wants to. He doesn't want He doesn't want Sasuke to become that same path. But pretty much, let's continue. Pretty much, Naruto passes the test with quick ease, just destroying it. And this is where he starts heading home. This is where Mizuki calls Naruto later to meet him at later on tonight, which Naruto agrees and start going. Now this is where Naruto is going and stuff, and Mizuki is pretty much is waiting there for Naruto. And this is where Mizuki appears right behind Naruto, and he gets a kunai and says, huh, "You think I'm gonna leave here without those eyes?" Which this is where Mizuki's about to stab down, but he immediately stops in. Naruto's saying, "What's wrong, Mizuki? Was you about to take my eyes?" Which Naruto's about to offer up his eyes, which Mizuki starts to cry and says, "I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry, Naruto." Which, this is where Naruto says, "What's wrong? Like, what you was trying to do?" Which, this is where Mizuki begins to cry because Naruto has another passive ability where he can make guilt, like, you could say, like, guilt crawl on your back, on your spine, and make you feel very guilty of what you did and what you're about to do and ask for forgiveness. So Mizuki right now is on his knees begging for forgiveness from Naruto and not to hurt him, and just beg for his forgiveness, which Naruto is pretty much saying, "It's okay, I forgive you." Like, but he asks Mizuki why was he doing this. What Mizuki pretty much explains to Naruto that he was about to go to Orochimaru, and basically he tells the whole spill the whole beans. This is where, as he's about to say something else, about to tell what Danzo is doing with Orochimaru, this is where Danzo tells one of the Alma members to throw a kunai at Mizuki's neck and pretty much kills him. Now, Mizuki dies, and Naruto's pretty much saying, Mizuki, or Master Mizuki, which he pretty much is trying to see if Mizuki okay. He begins to start crying. This is where Naruto is telling him to wake up. Get up, please. Get up. You can't be dead. And this is where he activates his first ability on accident, Resurrection. and he pretty much brings back Mizuki in full condition before he got murdered. Mizuki is looking and saying, "What? How?" Which this is where Naruto says, "I think I brought you back." Now, this is where Mizuki pretty much goes with Naruto to Hiruzen, turns himself in, spilled out the whole beans of what the fuck is happening, and pretty much Danzo has to get out now because he is viewed as a traitor now, and he's going to get chased after. So yeah, Danzo is a little bit out this early, this early on. Yeah, sorry if that phone was being annoying, but pretty much Danzo is a little bit, out a little bit early and originally canon. Now, this is where Naruto thinks and says, "Lord Hiruzen," or Old Man, which Hiruzen says, yes, Naruto? What you need? Which, this is where Naruto starts crying, saying, "Do everybody loves me, and like me because of my eyes?" Which Hiruzen knows half of it is true, but half of it is not true because they like Naruto because he's a real kind person and a saint. So, well, a kind person. They don't know a saint, but a kind person. And Lord Hiruzen says, "No, Naruto, we don't like you because of your eyes or what power you have or because you can heal and stuff. We like you, we love you because you're actually a good person and a kind-hearted person." And Naruto, and this is where Hiruzen grabs the scroll ceiling and leaves it pretty much right on the desk and says, "I gotta go get my grandson so you can meet him. But I'm gonna leave this right here for you, Naruto." Which Naruto begins to start crying even harder because basically Lord Hiruzen is leaving the scroll there for the to trust into Naruto, to look in and not to. So he basically trusts Naruto with everything, with the with protecting the leaf and stuff, but also treating him like a child. You could say like a regular person, which Naruto started crying extra hard. Now this is where Naruto opens up the scroll and he looks down, and he pretty much he sees all down. He pretty much sees all the jutsus, and he gets them all down with quick ease. Yeah, that's another possibility. That's the third one. You can basically wherever jutsus you see, you can copy it down perfectly, kind of like Kakashi the Copy Ninja. If you see it on a scroll, you get it down just easy. But let's continue. Pretty much after that, Naruto. Let's see. Naruto pretty much sees the jutsus he wants to try out first, and he tried the Multi-Shaman Konjutsu, and he smiles. Now, this is where Naruto rolls up back the scroll and puts it back where it was at, and before he goes, this is where Hiruzen says, Naruto, this is my grandson I want you to meet, Akamaru, if I'm correct. Which, this is where Naruto says, "Oh, nice to meet you, I'm Naruto," which Akamaru says, "Oh my god, Grandpa, is this really him? The one with the one with the holy Rinnegan eyes?" Which Akamaru knows because Naruto wanted to call him like that because he felt that was right. Which, this is where Hiruzen says, "Yes, it is," which Naruto and Akamaru met much earlier than in canon. And Naruto starts to head home. Now, the next day, this is where Naruto, Sasuke, and everybody else is in class waiting for their instructor. And this is where the teams are all getting assigned. So for Team 7 will be Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Because why not? And also, I forgot there's like one more ability. Because there's like Resurrection, Divine Control. Yeah, Divine Control, kind of like telekinesis or like mighty push and all that. Mighty control, yeah, divine control, holy illusion, and divine wrath. And the fifth one is pretty much um um holy night or holy rise. As the holy rise is kind of like you basically make someone as one of your minions or kind of like kind of as one of your soldiers. As you can turn them into a angel knight, winged angel knight, or a Valkyrie. So that's why I put soccer in there for reasons. Because we all don't want to use the soccer. Come on, we gotta make her good, guys. We gotta make her good eventually. But let's continue. Pretty much, Naruto is pretty much is waiting, and Naruto talks to Sasuke, and Sasuke looks at him and says, "Don't talk to me," which Naruto is about to go talk to Sakura until until Sasuke says, "I'm sorry, Naruto. I'm just, you know why." Which Naruto says, "I know, and I'm sorry for your loss. I never had the chance to tell you that." Which Sasuke knows that Naruto feels bad for him. Can't really relate 100%, but he knows that losing a family is quite tough because Naruto don't know his parents. So Sasuke and Naruto reluctantly talks to Naruto and they have a conversation and stuff. And Sasuke Naruto asks what he's gonna do later on, which Sasuke said he's gonna train. Which Naruto says, "Oh, I can help you train." Which Sasuke thinks about it and he says okay, because he knows Naruto is stronger than him. He knows Naruto is stronger than him because Naruto has been beating that ass. Even if Sasuke has the Holy Rinnegan is much stronger than the Rinnegan. So yeah. So Sasuke takes that offer and they start smiling. Now this is where we get to Kakashi coming in. Now Naruto won't do the break prank because, like I said, Naruto is much different and he's more like a saint and a holy person. So he will kill if he has to, but he will feel bad about killing someone because he didn't want to do that in the first place. He wanted to end conflict. So yeah, um, pretty much this is where Kakashi comes in, and he basically says his first impression. He said, "What I think about all of y'all is y'all all pretty boring." Now this is where Naruto starts to smile and says, "Oh yeah, well I think you're cool." Which this is where Kakashi says, "Oh," which Naruto smiles, and Kakashi does a little smile too. Now, but no one can see it. Now this is where they meet up the rooftop. Soccer is the same. Want to be a strong Konoshi for someone giggling and all that. We don't care about that. Naruto's his Sasuke is the same. Wants to kill a certain someone and repopulate the um the Uchiha clan. Now we're gonna switch to Naruto, and Naruto is pretty much the same. I want to become Kage, but this is where he stands up, and a light starts shining down upon him, which everybody's looking, including Sasuke, and saying, "Where did that light come from?" As they think in their head. Whereas Naruto says, "I want to become Hokage, but not only a Hokage. I want to be I want to be the first. I want to be the first and only Hokage to be the one to bring true peace upon this world. No hatred, no more war, none of that. True peace." Which so, which Kakashi begins to share a tear and says, "Why am I crying?" And Sasuke is crying too in soccer, and they're wondering why the hell is they crying. But this is where Naruto sits back down. Now, pretty much, this is where Kakashi says to meet him tomorrow for the bell test. Don't eat or you're going to puke. Now, this is where they all starts to go home. But this is where we pretty much have the Ambus. We're gonna say pretty much Donzo send out two Ambus to try to assassinate Naruto and take his eyes. Now, as Naruto's going home, this is where the Ambus start attacking, and well, as Naruto's about to go to Sasuke and train with him, I forgot to say that. This is where the Ambus start attacking Naruto and start throwing kunais and stuff at him. This is where Naruto is running and stuff, and this is where Naruto says, "I'm sorry about this," and he pretty much controls one of them and says, "Holy control," and he basically slams him into the wall. Now, this is where the other Amu Ninja throws a kunai at him and pretty much kicks him in the face. Now, how they're attacking him? Pretty much, you remember I said the possibility how guilt can come on a person. Now, depends on how strong is the person they will on, and they have no regrets or anything, and they pretty much like think of we're just gonna use Thanos as a sample. Now, Thanos has guilt, right? He has a lot of guilt. He killed like half the universe. But he has a strong will to pretty much control his guilt and not to feel bad or anything, and just to move on. So these Ambu members are trained not to feel guilt and stuff, and not to feel sad emotion or anything. So yeah, they can pretty much kill Naruto if they want to. Now Naruto's pretty much coughing up blood, and he gets stabbed in the shoulder. Now they have him on the wall, and they're about to take out his eyes. Until this is where the Valkyrie and the Knight comes down, and they slam down and stab their sword to the guy. One has a spear stabbing in the other side. The other one has a sword stabbing in the other side to the guy, and he's coughing up blood. which he pretty much falls to the ground. This is where the knight and the holy knight and the Valkyrie comes in and asks, "Are you okay, Lord Kishan?" Oh wait, not Lord Kishan, Lord Naruto. Which this is where Naruto looks at them and says, "Who are you?" and passes out. Now, this is where, well, not passes out. This is where he's pretty much is coughing blood, asking who are they, which they pretty much take the sword out his shoulder and begins to start healing him, and says, "Well, we are your Lord's servants." And pretty much they explain what's happening, and basically that he controls an army of 1,000, like 1,000,000 winged angel knights, and 1,000,000 Valkyries, all at his disposal, ready when he is ready. Which Naruto is thinking about it, and he's like trying to think about it, but he also forget, like, oh, Sasuke, and he says, "I'll talk to y'all later," and he basically says bye and wave at them, which they pretty much fly away, and they start to go back where they was going. Now, this is where Naruto heads to Sasuke and says sorry that he's late, which Sasuke pretty much looks at Naruto and says, "Naruto, you're a little bit late, but it's okay. Let's get training," which Naruto smiles and says, "Yeah." Now, this is part one of what if Naruto had the Holy Rinnegan. If you like, leave a like, comment, do that, all that stuff. But I want to get this up to 50 likes. Now, I know that y'all guys is not going to really reach that because I haven't really asked for like goals to new videos, but this is going to be up to 50 likes. Now, if we get this up to 50 likes, I will do automatically part 2 after this. Well, not an automatic part 2 after this. I will do it tomorrow. And I will add it to the list of videos. But other than that, I'm Kishan Chia. Thanks for watching, and peace out, guys.
It looks like you lost another one.